Hi, welcome to me and Grok in the kitchen. Today we are going to be making a really simple crock pot meal. We're going to make a beef pot roast. The main point of showing you this is that making a pot roast has got to be one of the simplest things there are out there. It's super, super, super simple. It's not hard. Ingredients are easy. It's mostly a dump and go, fix it and forget it kind of thing. So what I have for ingredients is I have my pot roast. Um, just a regular pot roast. This is about 3 to 4 pounds. That's going to be good for a small family of four, or two people who really like to eat beef. Uh, so there's my pot roast. I also have potatoes. I have some onions. I have some carrots. I have some herbs. I have some beef broth, my Worcestershire sauce, my garlic, my tomato paste, and one secret ingredient. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is my potatoes. These are little baby potatoes. There's nothing too extraordinary about them. You can buy these in a bag at the grocery store, just like this. They usually have a couple of colors. You can get tricolor, one color, or whatever. I just get the regular kind. Some of these you can see are a little bigger than others. Really important thing about cooking kind of anything is make sure everything is about the same size so that it cooks through at about the same time. So you can see I've got a couple that are bigger here. I'm going to just take my knife, cut them in half or three if that's what I need, just to make sure that my potatoes are pretty much all the same size so that they cook around the same time. That also happens to be the first ingredient. So we're going to we'll just move some things around here in my crockpot dish. The most important thing to know about crockpots is once you start them going, don't look under the cover, don't pick up the cover, and you can pretty much forget about it. What you're doing is something called braising. It sounds like a fancy term. It's really not. It just means you're cooking in some liquid with a cover so that everything stays nice and moist. But here's my crock pot dish. First thing I'm going to do, dump those potatoes in there. Then I have my carrots. You can also buy these at the grocery store just the way they are. I'm going to dump them all in. Now, you don't have to dump them all in. If you don't want this many carrots, don't put them all in. But generally, when I am making a beef roast, I'm actually going to use the leftovers to make like a beef stew or some sort of thing. And so why not cook everything all at once? All right. The next thing I have here is I have my onions. Dump them in. Notice how they're about the size of the potatoes, a little bit bigger, but don't worry about them. They cook a lot faster than the potatoes do, so it's okay that they're a little bigger. Then I'm going to take my pot roast, bring it back over here, and I'm not even going to salt and pepper this. Why? Because everything else that's going to be in here has some salt in it already. And I don't want to oversalt anything that I'm cooking. I would prefer that whoever's eating it salts it the way that they want it. That doesn't mean you don't still season along the way. But for this case, I'm not doing it. What am I going to do? I'm going to take that, put it right in there. Done. Now, where do I go from here? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the liquid to go in the crock pot. So, again, very simple. This is 32 ounces of low sodium beef. I'm going to add to it garlic, which this looks weird, but this is freeze-dried garlic because I happen to have a freeze dryer. But if you don't, just get a clove of garlic and peel it and dump it in. Okay? Worcestershire sauce. I'm not going to measure this. What was that? 10 shakes? 10 shakes of Worcestershire sauce. Then I'm going to add tomato paste. Doesn't matter what brand, tomato paste is tomato paste. I'm going to put in the equivalent of about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to squeeze it out until I think I've got about 2 tablespoons worth of tomato paste. Okay. Now, why do I do that instead of measuring? Because I have spatial reasoning and I understand about how much tomato paste makes about 2 tablespoons. In case you're wondering, tablespoon. Then I have my secret ingredient. And I know that as soon as I name this ingredient, that there are going to be some children in my family who are going to go, my God, yeah. But this has been going in my beef pot roast and my beef stew since before you guys were born, and you guys love that. So I encourage you to use it. It's anchovy paste. I'm going to put in just about a half to 3/4 of a teaspoon. That's it. You will never, ever, ever taste any of the fishiness part of it. Now, I'm going to just take my whisk this all together. See how it changes color just a little bit. That's because of the tomato paste. And then I'm going to dump it right into my crock pot. Boom. Done. Okay. What's the last thing I'm going to do? Herbs. I want you to notice that this says poultry blend on it. Just because it says poultry blend doesn't mean it's the only thing that it can be used for. You buy it like a package like this. What's so great about it? You open it up and you throw it in. And that's it. I'm going to put my cover on this and put it in my crock pot, set it on high, let it go for about 6 hours. If you are getting up first thing in the morning and it's not 11 o'clock in the morning before you get this started, you can put this on low for 8 to 10 hours. Doesn't matter. If you find that your beef comes out and it seems like it's a little tough, it means you haven't cooked it long enough. Doesn't mean you can fix it right then and there, but the next time you make it, if you cooked it for 4 hours on high, cook it for 5 to 6. Okay? So that's basically how you make a beef pot roast in a crock pot. If you like this recipe, you can get it. There's a link on my YouTube page for the recipe. And, oh, I almost forgot. This is what Grok says about this pot roast recipe. I said that this would do 6 larger servings to 8. I'm going to give it to you as 6 because I think that most people are going to eat a larger portion. This includes some of the pot roast, some of the gravy, and the vegetables. So it's going to come out to about 790 calories. It's got 78 grams of protein, 43 grams of total fat, and 200 milligrams of cholesterol, and 33 grams of carbohydrate. Also important is it has 5 grams of dietary fiber. So that's what Grog has to say. He also says this is an extremely protein-packed, nutrient-dense meal, basically a full bodybuilder portion at 6 servings. Perfect for anyone who wants a big, satisfying plate of pot roast with plenty of gravy-soaked vegetables. If you like this recipe, please feel free to follow me on any of my social media accounts. And I want to say thank you very much for tuning in to me and Grok in the kitchen. And I can't wait till next time. I will see you later. Hi, welcome to me and Grok and the chicken. Me and Grok and the chicken. I think I just said my first blooper. Okay, third time's a charm.